And a good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. We made it to the middle part of the week, and your reward is no snow, at least for the next couple of hours. Hi, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz. We are tracking some changes in the forecast. A little bit of snow, a little bit of cold. Bottom line is, while we're not looking at any blockbuster events coming up anytime soon, we're also not looking at a break from the winter weather, meaning more clouds than sun, more cold than warm, and the occasional snow or snow showers will be with us. We also have at least one 10 weather impact alert day coming up on Friday morning. Getting there, again, we can get a dry and a chilly midweek. Snow showers expected tonight. We'll track those hour by hour. A little bit of improvement there in a couple minutes. I'll tell you why. And then tracking bitter cold on Friday morning. And that forecast, while we are giving you a heads up that we're looking at some of the coldest air this season, there still are some question marks even about 36 hours away from Friday morning. Again, details on that coming up in the next few minutes. Overall, the trend will be for the cool weather to continue, but we're really looking at Friday morning to be the coldest in quite some time. Part of the challenge from a forecasting perspective is very simple. We're still going to let you know to be ready, keep that winter gear handy. It's not going to be exceptionally windy Friday morning, and that's good news. What we're going to be tracking are the clouds. The clouds, and we'll talk about that again in the next several minutes. If we are cloud free with the fresh snow, it's going to drop like a rock. If we have a few clouds around, which is possible, the temperatures are going to be cold, but not quite down to near zero in some spots. Right now, the cloudy skies as far as the eye can see, and we're tracking a couple of flurries out there north and west of Fort Wayne and Indianapolis. That's generally a broken line of some snow showers ahead of an approaching cold front. Nothing that we're terribly concerned about in terms of overall precipitation, but the operative word there is cold front. And once that cold front slides by tonight, while we're sleeping, we are really going to feel the effects during this time tomorrow and heading into the weekend. Again, as I showed you from the satellite radar imagery, that's cloudy skies, and that continues, just kind of corroborating that as you see the overcast continue. 29, the south-southwest winds a little brisk out there, about 10 to 15 miles an hour, making that 29 feel like 19. And we are going to see the breezes pick up during the day tomorrow, making that wind chill even colder by the second half of the day. Now, the next 12 hours, keeping fair skies for the most part, 30 to 27, and then actually temperatures coming up a notch or two as we go through tonight. By the wee hours of the morning, that trend will not continue, but for the short term, just plan on temperatures and conditions like they are right now. Kind of breezy, mainly dry, and a little cold out there. Looking at the conditions for tomorrow, here's what we're talking about, temperatures going in the other direction. That cold front is going to be a blast of cold air that is going to have temperatures falling all day long. Somewhat unusual, but the other thing we're tracking too, and look at this going through 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, that's clear skies. That will allow temperatures to drop really, really quickly tomorrow night, and that again is what we're watching into Friday morning. But no, tomorrow, on top of the falling temperatures and the wind chills in the teens or even lower for the second half of the day, we might see some sunshine, but it's going to be rather brisk and windy too. So, latest models starting midnight tonight, tracking that area of snow and that cold front. The models overall have backed off the coverage and the intensity. This is a relatively dry air mass, so we're not looking at a ton of snow. Nothing like we had on Tuesday morning with hours of snow everywhere. This will be about 1 to 2 hour window of snow showers. Some areas getting very little, maybe just a trace or no accumulation. Other areas might go over a ½ inch, but you clearly see that front kind of limps on through from a snow perspective. 7 o'clock in the morning, we connect those dots from Circleville, Lancaster, back toward New Lexington, Zanesville, and Cambridge. That's the extent of the snow showers, and then it continues to move away. I think that model might be a little bit underdone, but know that by sunrise on Thursday morning and certainly through the day, we're going to keep brighten the skies up, but we're going to lose the snow showers, but that bitter cold will settle in. Then we're looking at Friday morning. Now, this particular model is showing a pretty cloudy picture out there, but these should be middle and high clouds, not the low clouds that really do effectively act as a blanket. And because of that, we're still calling for temperatures to be cold, but know right now, if the skies clear out, even for a short period of time after midnight through sunrise on Friday morning, it's going to be extremely cold. Now, through the day on Friday, a system tries to get close. You see a little bit of snow showers as I step out of the way. That's midday on Friday. That snow, for the most part, will stay southeast with some sunshine moving back in. So for the overwhelming majority of central Ohioans on Friday, your weather looks pretty good. It's going to be chilly, but it's going to be dry, and looks like some sunshine should continue into Friday evening and Friday night, and that's good news there. Looking further down the road, now we're going to update this when you join us tonight at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock on 10 TV, but the trend has been and looks to continue to be well below normal temperatures for the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the Great Lakes, and the Ohio Valley. That means normal temperatures about 40 degrees, so below normal, 30 to 35. That's kind of the groove or the rut that we're in right now. However, we are seeing a little bit of a break coming, but that's not until the middle or even second half of the month. So the snow that we had received yesterday and get tonight, and may see a few more flurries getting through the weekend, that's going to stick around for quite some time. 10 weather impact, 7-day forecast for you. Thursday, we'll look at a couple of snowflakes out there, 28 for a high. That's it. The snow on Thursday will be very early in the day. Friday, chance of passing flake, mainly southeastern parts of the viewing area. We've got that 10 weather impact alert for the morning because of the bitter cold temperatures, but I'm telling you right now, that could easily swing 5 degrees either way, but we want to give you a heads up. I'd rather have you prepared than not. Saturday, we're drying out, whopping 35 degrees for a high. Sunday, the chance of some snow late, 34. Another reinforcing shot of cold air into Monday, but we'll keep it dry at 30 degrees. Tuesday to Wednesday could see some snow showers giving way to a mix. Still 5, 6, 7 days out, so there's a lot of ground to cover tracking that particular storm, but again, giving you a heads up that more disruptive and certainly more cold weather will be continuing as we get into the weekend and get into next week. Now, speaking of winter weather, the first widespread winter storm has affected 44 states, including ours, with below freezing temperatures through much of the forecast. Now, millions are also dealing with the aftermath of the ice and the snow. At least half a foot of snow fell between here and Maine. Rochester, New York, crews de-iced planes in heavy snow. That's no fun. As thousands were flights delayed across the country. And with the snowy season just beginning, firefighters are reminding everyone, clear those hydrants around your homes and businesses. One less obstacle for first responders to get around in case of emergency. That could save a few seconds, and that of course could be very, very important. Now, this system hit much of the Midwest and Iowa. Cleanup still underway from a powerful storm. The 27th through the 30th, the Iowa Department of Transportation counted more than 200 crashes on state highways. 8 of them, unfortunately, were snowplow collisions.
The most dangerous part of our job is working along the roadside. You know, anytime you see flashing lights, whether it be a snowplow, police car, fire truck, tow truck, doesn't matter what color those lights are, pay attention, slow down, give them space.
Here in Ohio, crews are out treating the roads because of the cold nights, and once again, ODOT officials are asking and warning, always make room for snowplows. They're big, they're bulky, they're out there to help, and they work to keep you and your family safe. A couple of key things to keep in mind: avoid tailgating and passing. Watch out for the snow plow cloud that is sent airborne by the blade, and keep those things in mind. Now, the weather impacts aren't over yet, as a deep freeze and the snow crippling the Northeast. Just yesterday, parts of New England saw up to 10 inches of snow. Overnight, Boston's Logan International Airport was under a ground stop because of the snow and the icy winds that followed. In Vermont, state troopers responded to 50 weather-related crashes. And in Pennsylvania, troopers recorded more than 600 crashes in the Keystone State alone. Now, one more piece of dramatic video to share. Take a look at this scene showing the moments emergency crews saved a driver from a truck dangling from a bridge. It's not a movie. This happened yesterday in West Virginia. Authorities say the driver lost control of the vehicle because of that slick road. And notice it's on a bridge or an overpass, an elevated roadway. And we talk frequently about the extra danger that those surfaces possess. Emergency crews had to call a technical road rescue team to assist. Crews say the driver refused treatment. Now, scenes like that are, again, a good reminder that we have a few days off of a major snowfall, that cold weather is still sticking around, and that could cause some black ice on the roadways. It can form on any road, especially along curbs and drainage ditches, where some of that water may pool. Black ice more often forms at night because temperatures tend to drop overnight into the next morning, but can't stick around in the early part of the day. Try not to drive during freezing temperatures after rain or snow melts, and just know that especially those bridges and overpasses could add an extra layer of danger because they cool from the top and from the bottom. Now, the snow is locking in those cold temperatures through the end of the week, the weekend, and even into next week. So to help keep yourself warm, we have some ways to lock the heat inside your home. Now, here are some tips from the National Weather Service. Close off rooms that you don't use at all or infrequently. Close those off to avoid wasting heat. Close blinds and curtains to try and keep in some heat. The alternative there is if your windows face south, open them up during the day, then close them at night to get some sun. Stuff towels or rugs and cracks under doors to keep the heat into the room and keep the cold air and the drafts out. And if you're going to dress for the cold, key is layers of loose fitting, lightweight, warm clothing. That allows for circulation. It will wick away moisture if you happen to sweat, or you can peel off one or two of those layers if you get a little toasty and then put them back on as you cool down again. Now, when it comes to saving money on heat, there are some things you can do with your appliances to get that bill down. First, consider lowering your thermostat. Columbia Gas says it can lead up to 10% savings on your energy bill. And consider switching to LED bulbs and other energy efficient appliances. That is a huge area for potential savings. And one more thing on the cold, ahead of our weather impact alert day on Friday, we're learning the Union County Community Warming Center will be open tomorrow night. That's Thursday night. That center opens at 6 p.m. Thursday and will stay open overnight. It's located at the Hope Center's Court Street building. There'll be warm beverages, snacks, and a hot breakfast on Friday morning. Now, warming centers are a great resource all winter long, as freezing temperatures are especially concerning for those without regular access to heat or shelter. This week, we've seen the first true snowfall across the entire area, but in winter, it's really the cold temperatures that you have to worry about. This kind of weather means that more people are looking for help. The homeless shelters can't help, but the number of people in need is growing. Connor White reports from St. Paul.
As temperatures plummet, finding a way to get inside is crucial.
It's freezing out here.
Jerry Hartwig is among the dozens of people now taking refuge at the Union Gospel Mission Twin Cities Men's Shelter.
It's nice and warm. Very friendly people in there. They take care of you. They feed you, give you a place to lay down and sleep.
Hartwig is entering a shelter operating at full capacity. That's typical during the winter season when people experiencing homelessness can no longer stay warm outdoors.
You're anticipating this winter's going to be worse?
This winter I expect will be worse because the need has been greater, the number of users has been greater, and so I expect this is going to be a tough winter as we head into it just because there's more need than ever in our community.
CEO Pam Stigora-Axberg says already this week she's seen up to 20 men needing to use the lobby overnight, with their 116 overflow beds already in use, a problem she's been anticipating for months.
We added more beds and they are full.
She says this year, knowing the need is high, the shelter is giving more people access when the temperatures drop below 32 degrees. Typically, shelters don't drop restrictions until the temperatures hit 20. While more and more people will seek warmth here this winter, Jerry Hartwig is hoping to be in his own place soon. That's the ultimate goal for Union Gospel Mission.
They told me I got an apartment to move to.
Finally today, let's check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. Now, we've talked a lot about the bad parts of the cold. Let's break down some people getting out and enjoying it for a change. A viewer in Kansas says she bought new ice skates. She wouldn't have to rent them at the local hockey and skating rinks. Haley Keaton got the chance to test out those new skates on Monday evening when the roads froze over. She said she got home about 7:30 and wanted to test how thick the road was and ice to skate around. Keaton says she skated up and down her street for about an hour. The temperature was about 19 degrees. Unbelievable video there. I can say that previously I've skied down the road before, but never really thought about ice skating, and certainly you don't see any cars out there, so that is a bit of good news, and it's a pretty neat video. Way to think outside the box. And finally today, check out our morning anchor, Jay Plyburn's family, as they went out sledding as this round of snowfall came through central Ohio yesterday. This was his daughter's first time sledding down the hills. She handled it like a pro. His wife was also doing rather well, but when it came time for Jay to hit the slopes, he took it a little more literally. That's him doing a yard sale, wiping out not once, but twice going down the hill. Jay, I don't know where you grew up, but I think you need a little more practice on the sled riding hill. So great video there. Let's get that guy a real sled too. Hey, that's it for your 10 weather update here on 10 TV Plus on this Wednesday. Coming up later tonight, I will bring you the updated forecast, tracking a little bit of snow tonight, a lot of cold for tomorrow and Friday. We'll have some new model information that will hopefully clear things up for Friday morning. Talk about the potential for snow over the weekend and next week. And will we see a break from this cold? The answer is yes, but when? And until 4 o'clock today, you can catch more news and weather online at 10tv.com. Have a great afternoon and stay warm.